What's good, fam? We can continue with the corruption.
Yes, from children's services. But that's also something I want to address too here with children's services records.
In regards to your child
no, in regards to the abuse that her history of abuse.
What happened when, Mr. Israel?
Oh wait, let's go to it. Let's go to it. Let me show you. Let's go to Exhibit C, which is in the.
Okay, so let's go to it. This is children's services. Now, when I was going to court, children's services the court did not allow me to get shared parenting with my baby until let me see, where is that children's services at? Oh man, hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna have to skip down because she don't want to look at all this, but I'm gonna show this anyway. Don't even worry about this. I'm gonna show this anyway. But let's go to children's services report. Now look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Let's keep going.
Back.
This is Exhibit C.
This raises concern here, and this stuff being disregarded right here is just like it's definitely disqualified. But let's continue. All right, right here you see Exhibit C. You see that what you see right here. You see my SACWIS report, which shows every time a child protective service was called on me, which is one time, and that was in the hospital. But we see, when you turn, you see these records right here.
I only have one page.
No, you have to. Wait. What's that?
But I don't have. I didn't shuffle it out. What does the second page look like?
Well,
is it? I've got it. There's two things that say Exhibit C, and the second page starts with SACWIS Camille Jones.
Yes,
okay.
But as you can see right here, it's been blanked out. Now I don't know who, and this.
Now look at it. This is very important here. Children's Services has been called on the grandmother of my child all these times. Look, the whole page is blanked out. But then the second page right here, you can see on top of it, this is happening in 2000, physical abuse. First thing is physical abuse right here. And these are all older. These are all older times where they didn't call. How many times she gonna call? Another one, physical abuse, but it was unsubstantiated. In 2007. Look, all these are, you know what I'm saying? So this is her children. This is right here. Every time Children's Services was called, they got something called SACWIS. All right, I forgot exactly what that stands for. Hamilton County Department of Job and Family Services. Now I'd asked the juvenile court to produce a real copy of this, and they refused to. But this whole page have things that they had to blank out because of the abuse that the mother of my child has suffered by the guardian, the grandmother. But guess what? Miss Stargell, she gonna ignore it. She's gonna ignore it and be biased.
In my documentation right here, I can quote this. I don't know who has been tampering with evidence, maybe her or her counsel. But when I called SACWIS, they told me that they don't redact things like this. They don't redact like this. If you notice right here, this is how they redact it. When they erase something, yes, they compress it. They don't have a whole blank page right here of all the complaints from Children's Services.
Oh yeah, you can smell it.
So it was in the case file. It's in the case file. But so right here, this is so basically right now you trying to stop it. You talk about this history. You trying to strike this history. Yes.
These reports were run in relationship to the proceedings regarding your child, right?
Yes.
These are juvenile court proceedings regarding your child. So therefore, juvenile court would adjudicate regarding the minor child. They have jurisdiction. Remember, I keep telling you that.
I know. What I'm showing is Angela Saturday's history is blank. I want to know, and I know this under.
See, she's trying to talk about this is juvenile court, but this is Camille Jones, and this is every time Children's Services was called on her mama on her, because Children's Services was not called on my baby mama. it was called on her mother right here. And I let people know all the names. I'm totally transparent with all my information right there. So she's trying to disregard it by saying it's the juvenile court stuff. But no, this has nothing to do with my baby right here. This is every time that Children's Services was called on the guardian but she's going to ignore that because she don't care. The only thing is she got her lawyer in the back, winking a nod. No matter what I present, it's no justice in this court.
This doesn't raise any concern for you that all of the times she was called by Children's Services was blanked out. Every time, right here, it was blanked out.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
There might be a thing of concern because the judicial officer wouldn't have the true picture.
But it's not a concern for her ward. It's not a concern. It's not a concern. This history of abuse.
You're getting the two courts confused. It is very relevant in regards to the minor child, and hopefully the magistrate and juvenile court would not accept this as a pleading. I don't have jurisdiction over the minor child in regards to.
And you see how she talking about the minor child. My baby is not nowhere in this report. This is my baby mama's report. And everything on this report is showing how her mama abused her. But she want to talk about the minor child.
Who should have custody of the child or not.
Yeah,
I'm not dealing with that. I have jurisdiction to make sure that Miss Saturday doesn't interfere with your rights to see the child as ordered by juvenile court. She does have to follow those court orders, and I would order her to do that. Okay? Yeah. But I don't have anything to do with determining custody of the minor child.
All right, but as we talk about in revised codes, if you go back to the revised codes right here, and I stated it clearly that if there's any history, let me read that. Let me read that again real quick for the revised codes.
Which page are you on? I don't know.
Okay, right here. Oh, this right here, a rule. Okay, this is the second one after the motion to dismiss. It's the second page. Should have not read them. The guardian shall immediately report to the probate division of the court of common pleas and without the adult protective services any appropriate allegations. Any allegations? Is it allegations in 2020? Any allegations? Right here of abuse, neglect, exploitation of the ward. I mean, is that relegated to only this year? Yes.
Okay, so I'm willing to listen to your allegations of abuse or neglect.
But only this year.
Yeah, in regards to what is currently going on with Camille, not something that happened to her in 2015.
No, I actually have 2016, and I have January 2017. You look through the records.
I need to know what's going on with Camille presently. Is she being abused?
So right here it said the guardian shall immediately report to probate division and court of common pleas and with applicable to adult protective services. That's exactly who this SACWIS report is about. We call Children's Services. Any appropriate allegations of abuse, neglect, exploitation. So why wasn't this not reported at all? She failed to report this, but she want to ignore it.
Neglected by the guardian.
Well, it's a history of it. She's, and in fact,
if it's a history, then that means that it would be ongoing now. I cannot convict her of something that happened years ago. Convict her to the extent that I would remove her as guardian. That's the punishment. Okay. That's what you're asking me to do. Mm-hmm. I need current evidence.
You need current evidence.
Yes.
Okay. So when I'm saying when it comes down to Cincinnati Behavioral Health Services, and when she had a statement of expert evaluation, these things were not mentioned. The history was not mentioned. And the thing about it is, like I said, a statement of expert evaluation also says, and I'm gonna be dealing with that because I have a motion to strike that. She wants to say that I was a physical abuser, and basically, and what I wanted to show here was, like I said, was the continual slander, and I can prove it to these particular experts of evaluation. And then what I'm saying is, when she goes and gets another expert evaluation, because she's due for one in about a month, She's going to continue to say, I'm this.
I'm moving on to the motion to strike expert evaluation. Is that what you're arguing now?
No, ma'am. I'm arguing, and I have evidence here that not only was she lying about me to the expert, that whatever expert that was, and
okay, you are all over the map, Mr. Israel.
Okay.
This case is about Camille Jones.
Okay.
So why would she be lying to the doctor who's evaluating Camille Jones?
She didn't lie to the doctor. She wrote it for the doctor.
She wrote.
Yeah, and she got it.
The doctor files a report with this court that provides a medical evaluation of Camille Jones and her mental impairment.
Yeah, but she was a nurse practitioner, and basically what happened was she what do you call it? Not what did she do when she co-signed it? I forgot exactly the particular definition, but she was not qualified to even do this expert evaluation. And the doctor.
Okay, so are we talking about the one that is filed with the court presently? What are we speaking about?
I guess we can go to the motion to strike an expert evaluation right now. I get there's evidence of psychological abuse for years is of no concern. We'll continue.
I told you, and let me make it clear one more time, Mr. Israel.
Mm-hmm.
If you have evidence that Angela Saturday is currently abusing the ward, I will gladly consider it. I will gladly adjudicate whether she has abused her or not. If there is abuse, then I will issue the appropriate sanctions. Do you have evidence of current abuse?
Well, what I would say is this: what I want to do is I can file it. I can file it with the court. But what I would like,
Mr. Israel, today is the day to do the hearing. I need.
And you know what? And she want to act like, oh, well, I need something in 2020 right now. And while the mother has full control, keeping me away from her, using the documentation saying I'm in extreme danger to keep me away from the house, and telling her landlord if I get anywhere near her, call the police because he's in extreme danger, even though I'm a teacher. I'm in extreme danger. So right now she's trying to give me some current information when I got something 2016. This is what I'm talking about. So she's insisting on getting current information, but I didn't even get into how bad that information was. But let's continue though.
The evidence today. Do you need me to continue this in progress so you can get the appropriate evidence?
No. Let's continue. Let's continue. It's okay.
All right. So what are we moving to?
All right. Motion to strike. It's a motion to strike.
To strike the expert evaluation.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the evaluation that was last filed with the court. The last one I have filed was 8/16 of 8/1 of 2018. Expert evaluation.
Okay. So I guess this right here. Yeah. Because one thing is, in the physician notes, I did want to note is about this. All right. The physician note states she soft-spoken and deferred to her mom to answer all the questions. Okay. Let me read a motion to.
Now, where does it say that? Right here, I got all the different pages. So let me see, where is it at? Signs of event abuse, trauma. Right here. So if I go to 6A of her psychological evaluation. Let me go to 6A. Where we at? Okay, let me go back out. That's 2A. If I go to 6A, what do we got here? This is happening in 2016. It's damn near 2017. Entered by her, right? All right. What does it say? She African or female. Her mother became involved with an older man, very manipulative. So she's talking about older man's very manipulative, right? Lying. This is her mother, though, because everything else is positive on here. And convinced her to move to Cleveland. She has recently returned to Cincinnati and would like to reconnect with the agency. She is very soft-open and often defers to her mother to answer questions. Her mother reported testing, and she was tested for intellectual disability and fell in a higher range of mild intellectual disability. So boom, because her mother always testing her to see if you can get some money, get a check, but she cannot get a check. She was mad right here. So right here we see that her mother, she deferred to her mother to answer the question. She's timid around her mother. She's a victim of childhood emotional abuse. But I can find that real quick. Let me just show that right here, right here. Let's zoom into this boy. This is what my BM is. She's a victim of childhood emotional abuse right here. Victim of childhood emotional abuse, right? She's a victim of her mama. And her mama's the one, like, she deferred to her mama for all the questions during the time because she's scared of her. But they allow this. They allow this. Let's keep going, though.
To strike expert evaluation. Guardianship. All applicants for appointment of guardian or guardian. Okay, you know this, but I want them to know this. Mental incapacity shall be accompanied by either a statement of a physician or clinical psychiatrist, or a statement that prospective ward has refused to submit an examination. All right. Administrative rules for physician delegation of medical tasks. The board shall not adopt rules to do any of the following. Authorize a physician to transfer the physician's responsibility to a supervising a person who is performing a delegated medical task to a health professional other than another physician. Authorize an individual to whom a medical task is delegated to delegate the performance of that task to another individual. All right. Former has been relettered as division. The rule requires the submission of a statement of a physician upon the filing of the application for guardianship or application for dismissal of guardianship or a declaration of competency. The rule has been amended to permit a clinical psychologist to complete an expert evaluation. This amendment recognizes that a psychologist report is often more thorough than that of a physician and recognizes that the psychologist may complete an expert evaluation for the bilateral report. The rule has not been expanded to permit the initial evaluation to be completed by a licensed clinical social worker or Miss Shannon Weinstein. The rule has not been expanded to permit initial evaluation to be completed by a certified nurse practitioner. It's not supposed to be completed by a certified nurse practitioner. In fact, the rules state that indefinitely, and it also says you're not supposed to get the responsibilities. And I got the codes here. Higher advice code, not supposed to get a responsibility to anyone else other than another physician, which that's exactly what happened. All right.
Mr. Israel, are you aware that the statement of expert evaluation that was submitted to the court in 2018 was also endorsed by Dr. Tracy Scale, who is a psychiatrist?
Yeah, no, it's endorsed, but what I read here, the authorized
means that she's stating that all of the information contained in the statement of expert evaluation she agrees with. And it's the practice of this court to accept that.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why right now that's a notice of claim. I don't think she wants to co-sign that. I may put a notice of a suit right now because right now she said that she's going to put all this abusive things towards me, right? Which it's only hearsay. It's only hearsay coming from the mom, and you can see that. And like I said, if you would allow me, I can show you that only time that there was negative things in the report is when the mother was the one speaking for her. I'm sorry?
Which report?
The report that you struck. The only time it was negative things, the only time I was slandered, it was 2017 too on that report. But like I said, it was the only time it was slander towards me was when her mother was speaking. And then in fact, everything else was positive towards me in the report. But whenever her mother's speaking, this is a pattern of slander that's being allowed. I mean, like I said, it's slander that's being allowed. And like I said, I really wanted to stop in regards to the statement of her expert evaluation. Shannon Weinstein, I already have a complaint, a complaint with the nurse board with the investigation of Miss Shannon Weinstein. I can't find her. She's not in Cincinnati Behavioral Health Services. I was gonna bring her to the court.
Israel, I need you to take a breath.
Mm-hmm.
So in regards to the motion to strike the expert evaluation, I'm going to deny it.
Okay.
It's been signed by Dr. Tracy Scale, okay, which is permissible in our court. So we're taking that as a report from Dr. Scale, not the nurse practitioner. Although you are correct, the nurse practitioner completed the form.
A question in law. So does local rules supersede Ohio Revised Code?
No, you were reading from the rules of superintendents.
Oh.
Looking at 34.
We talking?
Is
I was talking about right here. 47, 31.053. Administrative rules for physicians, delegation of medical tasks, Ohio Revised Code.
That's in regards to controlling the conduct of a physician. That doesn't fall within the purview of my court. In regards to the documents that are supposed to be submitted with an initial application, you are correct. You read the law correctly. It has to be from a licensed physician or a licensed psychologist. The report that was submitted to our court was signed by Dr. Tracy Scale. She's a board-certified licensed psychiatrist. She's testified before me before, so I have firsthand knowledge of her credentials. So I do have a doctor's report signed by a physician who is licensed to practice medicine in Ohio. So the law has been complied with. So therefore, I'm not going to strike the statement of expert evaluation because it's not improper. Number two, we had adjudicated Ms. Jones incompetent back in 2018. So if you wanted to attack the finding of incompetency, although you have no standing.
No, I'm not trying to do that.
Unless you were going to bring it on behalf of Ezra, who would have standing because that would be Camille's son as well. Latches is applied because we're more than 2 years outside of the window.
Okay, real quick. Authorize the individual to whom a medical task is delegated to delegate the performance of the task to another individual. I mean, okay.
That is related to the control and conduct of physicians. So with the medical board or a hospital, the people who employ the physicians, the nursing personnel, yes, they would be concerned and controlled by that. But this has nothing to do with what I'm doing. I need a statement signed by a doctor which indicates what the medical evaluation is in regards to Camille's mental impairment. I have that.
All right. Well, we'll talk about okay, we can continue. We can talk about libel. I was wondering, okay, in regards to this, when it comes to slander, this right here was used by a third party. It was actually used in
So which
juvenile court.
Which document are you?
I'm talking about the same one.
Okay, the motion to strike expert evaluation.
That was no. I'm saying the expert evaluation was used in juvenile court. It was it was even said that basically that because of my abuse, she needs to have.
The expert evaluation doesn't say anything about your abuse, Mr. Israel. That's what no, not Camille's expert evaluation. It's all about Camille.
I really wish I had it on. I do have it on me.
I have the statement of expert evaluation. Yeah. If they use the document that was submitted to this court, it's about Camille.
Signed by Ms. Shannon Weinstein.
Yes. Let me go back through it. There's some extra pages.
Yep. And then look, she finds out. Watch this. This is big.
Let's make sure there was nothing attached about you.
They go to what's her name's whispering. They got the her lawyer there whispering. Why is he there?
The doctor there was additional comment that just says our concern for Camille was that she's very easily manipulated by others. This has caused a lot of problems for her. Mother of her child, very controlling, refused medical treatment for their child when needed, and swayed patient at first to go along with this until her family stepped in. This man has been physically abusive. Once convinced her to go with him to Cleveland for 3 months, giving him her food stamps, then abandoned her. So for my purposes,
So it just said she said I'm a physicist. I never put my hands on I knew her for 8 years. Never put my hands on her one time, not once. But that's what the juvenile court used to say I'm an extreme danger to her. And that's why I can't see my baby today. I haven't seen my baby for 8 months. But they allowed her to keep this. They're not going to strike it from the record. They allow her to keep the lies going. Let's continue.
Don't pay any attention to the facts. It wasn't offered to me for the truth of the matter asserted. The only thing I'm taking from that paragraph is that she's very easily manipulated by others, which would further bolster the judgment disturbance that the doctor and the nurse practitioner found.
Okay. So when it comes to that type of slander, that's used by a third party. My question.
So if it was used in another court and you want to complain about it, you complain in that court. It has nothing to do with probate court.
Okay. And so when it comes down to these documents being, her talking to the experts writing, physicians writing things negative about me. When it comes down to it, is that going to continue to be allowed? Or when they talk about slander and things of that nature, libel?
I can't tell the doctor how to.
Not the doctor. She's not the one with the hearsay.
I know, like the doctor sometimes will consult family.
See, she talking about she can't tell the doctor. She know I'm talking about Angela Saturday, the Guardian. She know I'm talking about her slandering and lying. But they love evil. Let's continue.
Family members when they're putting together a statement. Okay, so obviously this doctor and nurse practitioner solicited some information from Miss Saturday, which they deemed important enough to put into that document. What was said about you has no impact on.
But the craziest part is they didn't put the fact that Angela Saturday is the emotional abuser and physical abuser, according to Child Protective Services. Why? This is the same place where it's evaluated. Let me show you. Might as well show you better. I'm gonna do part 3. This is gonna do long. Right here. What did it say? Let me go. My bad. Right here. Victim of childhood emotional abuse. Right here. Man, let's go back up. Let's go back up. Lack of emotional support by mother. This is all in the Greater Cincinnati Behavioral Health Service. This is all what she wrote. Camille struggles with her mother. She's insensitive to her condition and become verbally abusive, verbally and emotionally abusive. The next page, this page, what did it say? She testing her, trying to get money. She left her for 4 years and came back when the baby came so she can get that money. Licensed physician know that she has a sign that Angela Saturday has signs of mental health issues. These licensed physicians said that Angela Saturday has mental health issues. Why did none of these people say anything about her abusive ass? Did they look at their old notes? Right here, Camille has experienced verbal and emotional abuse from her mother throughout the years. Page 5A. Let me just show y'all some of these. 5A. Right here, Camille has experienced verbal and emotional abuse by her mother throughout the years. And then that's what say recently an older man is very manipulative, put her down. She was not visually appealing to others. Now, first of all, I would never say that my BM don't look good to me. I might say about how she be saying dumb shit or doing dumb shit, but I would never say, oh, you just ugly or something, or you don't look good. She don't even believe that lie that I would say something like that. I don't do that. But like I said, whenever her mother is there, her mother get to lie and they write the shit down. They write it down. Right here, what it say? Victim of childhood emotional abuse by a parent. Victim of childhood emotional abuse. What? That's why she fucked up. No father and a fucked up ass mama. But I'm gonna go ahead and just let me just see a little bit more.
My decision as to whether Camille was a mentally impaired person or not, because it's about Camille, not you. What was said in that document has no impact on my decision as to whether you can see your child or not. What I had told you from day one when you came in here, this court will abide by whatever order was issued by the juvenile court. And I told Miss Saturday several times, it is her duty as the guardian not to disobey the rules of the juvenile court.
Well, she's used it to say that the only reason that she has guardianship It's because I was the abuser. She has to protect her from me. That is what she's claiming.
I'm trying to explain to you.
No, I mean, I mean,
I need to explain it to you because you
Okay.
can't seem to get it.
Okay.
Camille Jones is under guardianship
Mhm.
because she is a mentally impaired person.
Yeah.
She has disturbances of thought process, judgment, behavior. Let me make sure I get it all right.
Yeah, she's diagnosed with being abused by a parent. That's where you get all that from.
Thought process, judgment, behavior, concentration,
Yeah.
comprehension,
Yeah. Yeah.
and affect.
Yeah, a counter with mental health
She
services.
has schizoaffective disorder. She suffers from anxiety. That is why she is under guardianship.
Her
No
diagnosis.
other reasons. I don't care about you.
Oh, okay.
It has no place in my determination as to whether she needed a guardian or not. Okay.
Okay, well, I definitely want to. That's for the record because I know she's going to be using this and saying that that's what she's using this for.
Okay, Mr. Israel, look, I'm getting tired of repeating myself.
Okay.
If she uses something from this case
Mhm.
in another court that you believe is improper
Mhm.
and should not be used, you need to raise that objection
Okay.
with that court.
Right.
Not all evidence that she proffers could be legitimate. I'll accept that point of view
Well,
from
and
you.
that wasn't.
But
Okay.
it's up to that court to decide whether it should be let in or not.
Okay.
I don't have any say so.
Okay. Yeah, it's not civil. We'll get there. All right. Well, this one. Okay. Well, I just wanted to read this real quick.
Where are you reading from?
I'm reading from the last paragraph.
Of which document?
Motion to strike expert advice.
Now, right here, you see right there, she don't even believe that I'm a abuser and this and that, but she don't care. She's not going to strike it. She's going to leave it right there. She said that, and then that's what she's lying in court about. She lying in court to the saying the reason that I had to be a guardian. She lied to the juvenile court. The reason I had to be a guardian is because the baby father is abusing her physically and mentally and emotionally. I'm a teacher. We don't tell people they can't do it. We motivate people. I bought the reason I stopped being around my child is because I helped my baby mama buy a car. And her mama said, "You're not gonna let her be independent. She needs to be dependent on me. So I'm gonna cut you off. I'm gonna call the landlord, tell him you're in extreme danger because of his mental evaluation, because of what the juvenile court said. And her car has been sitting there for 8 months. Ever since I helped her buy it and I was going to help her learn how to drive it, her mama said no. Her mama not going to let her drive, let her get no independence. She's going to keep taking her money, taking her taxes, and being an abuser. But I'm going to come back with the part 3.